If you're like me, you love to find out how things are made. Well, boy, oh boy, are you in luck today. I'm at the Murray factory in Albury, New South Wales, not only to find out how their stiff stay, barbed wire and various other wire products are made on site by Australians, but I'm also going to find out about what makes good quality wire and how we should use it to get the best results. We're going to meet the people that make it, so stick around. There's going to be lots of fascinating equipment and lots of great big machines that go clunk. Matt, how you going, mate?
Good, Tim, so.
Thanks for having us out to the Murray factory again here in Albury. I really appreciate it, mate. Mate, wire choices can get a bit confusing, but it's all got to do with the technology that's available to us and making a better product, isn't it?
Yeah, especially on the prefab wires. Your old machines, ring lock and hinge joint, they were made with line wire spacings preset in the machine, so they were non-adjustable. So you might have only got, maybe 10 particular configurations on each machine that you could make, and then stiff stay came along, in the early 2000s, and that machine is 26 line wires, sort of almost infinitely adjustable with your line wire spacing. Has a few little limitations, but generally you can do whatever you want as long as it's within 26 line wires. And then that machine's also very programmable for its Picket wire spacing. So, you can have that at 5 centimetres, 10 centimetres, 15, 30, 45, 60, so really, really flexible machine, which then opens up a world of opportunities in what sort of fence you're trying to build.
Well, I'm really keen to have a look at not only the evolution of how fencing wire's been made, because your company has been manufacturing here in Albury for so long, you've actually still got some of the old machines, because people still ask for hinge joint from time to time.
Yep.
We can go and have a look at that and have a look at the mechanical limitations that were put on wire selection. Sure. And then perhaps we can go and have a look at some of the new machines and how they make such infinite choices available to people. Then maybe we can drill down a little bit on what people should be looking for in terms of galvanisation, wire strength, why there are crimps in the wire. We can answer a few questions for people.
Yeah, no problems at all. We can easily go through that.
Well, I can't wait. Strap yourselves in, guys. This should be a good one. Let's go and have a look at machines.
Okay, let's go.
So as we're walking towards one of these high-tech mad knitting mills, mate, that makes this fantastic product, the wire that's going into it, there's a lot of wire that goes into one of these products, isn't there? There's a few different things that we need to know about wire, and the first is the carbon content, high tensile, medium tensile, soft.
Yeah, so higher the carbon content, the higher the tensile, which is going to make it harder to bend.
Yep.
Harder to work with, but give you a stronger fence. Lower carbons, a softer wire, more malleable. We're using a knot wire for stiff stay, for example, where you've got to bend it around sharp corners.
So if you're bending wire a lot and you want it to be flexible, you're actually better off with a soft wire.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
If you're wanting to get more tension in your fence, obviously you want to go high tensile.
High tensile, yeah.
But it's really important not to over tension your fences, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, you can still stretch even high tensile wire, and then it'll try and contract when it's cold and potentially break. So all that type of thing you've got to think about when you're putting a fence up.
The other choice that we've got with the feedstock here is the thickness of the galvanisation on the wire. Now that's the stuff that stops it from corroding.
Yep.
Most of your stiff stay products are heavily galvanised?
Yeah, correct. So all our core range of stiff stay is all heavily galvanised wire.
Yep.
And that's what we do. And then, for example, our hinge joint, will be a standard gal line that we stock, but we can do both on both machines. So we still offer a standard gal product on stiff stay. Might be made to order, but yeah, we can do it.
So it's important to read the label of wire that you're buying and make sure that it's heavily galvanised as well.
Definitely. Yep.
All right, let's keep going and have a look at these machines. Cool. So Matt, before you crank this baby up and start producing some wire, we can have a look at it while it's being quiet.
Yeah.
This is a roll of stiff stay literally being knitted here in the factory, isn't it?
That's right, yeah.
And it's like a knitting loom, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It ties it all together with a bunch of tooling. So, it's quite a complex machine, this one, to be able to do it. But yeah, essentially all it does is tie wire together.
And the complexity of this machine is an understatement, because it's actually doing a couple of different knots, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
This is a footed wire. Can you take us through the changes in knots and the types of wire that are involved in this one roll of product?
Yeah, that's right. So we're making a 1390-15 with footer here at the moment. So from the top of the fence we've got a 2.8 wire, and then 2.5 wires all the way down, so picket and line wire all the way down. And then this is the ground of the fence with a hinged apron. This is a 2.8 wire.
Because this part here's the footer, isn't it?
That's right, so then this becomes the footer, so that would angle at 90 degrees and lay on the ground. So, and then we've got all the different knots, so we've got hinge knot, stiff stay, another hinge knot for the apron, and stiff stay all the way up to the top with another hinge knot.
So you've not only got different diameter wire in the one piece of fence,
Yeah.
but you've also got different knots all being tied at exactly the same time.
That's right.
To produce a fence where half of it lies flat on the ground
Yeah.
and half of it stands straight up in the air.
That's right, and the machine can do this at 100 times a minute. It can tie these knots 100 times every minute, so it's quite a fast machine.
So that's leading to a whole range of customisable fence options that just didn't exist, 15, 20 years ago, did they?
No, that's right, yeah. Like, so even just to do all these line wires in such a small area was all, like, with our other hinge joint machine, we definitely can't do that.
And this is a perfect moment to talk about the picket spacing, isn't it? We've got at the moment a 15 centimetre picket spacing on a 13 line wire 900 high fence with a 300 footer.
Yep.
But you could go even tighter with this if you wanted to, couldn't you?
Yeah, that's right. We can get down to 5 centimetres with this.
Yeah.
We could go 10 centimetres, 15, 30, 45, 60, 90, sort of endless, and that's because the machine, all the motors that drive all the inputs for the machine are computer controlled, whereas a hinge joint machine just relies on gears to feed the wire in, so it can only do whatever the gear ratios are allowing it to do. So this is a very complex machine and very adjustable to be able to make whatever you want.
And fast. You can rip product out really quick.
Oh, it's incredibly fast. Like, as I said, this one will do 100 beats a minute, which is, when it's going, it's really quick. Yeah.
And I suppose because it's computer controlled with a lot of sensors, it doesn't muck up very often, does it?
No, it has a lot of sensors to try and catch when we have problems, and you do have problems. 90% of problems are caught by the machine. It stops the machine instantly and usually has a light telling us where the problem is, and then we can go and rectify the problem.
Because it's really critical if you're using machines like this that the wire doesn't get damaged or bruised, doesn't it?
Yeah,
and
that's
it
right.
comes to the setup and the talented people that are operating the machine.
And because it's running so fast, you can't see it with your eyes, so you really do rely on the machine to not bruise the wire, not put nicks in it, and also catch when it has a problem.
Where do you see wire manufacturing going next, mate?
Oh, at the moment it's all about speed. So,
Right.
how fast can we make a fence? Time's money. So, quicker setups, good quality wire, so you're not having problems with, different tensiles or breakages. But generally about speed and then flexibility with whatever setups you're trying to do.
Now you've invested in yet another machine. This was your original stiff stay machine. This does 2.8 and 2.5 wire.
Yeah.
You've now got a machine for people that want a lighter fence that'll go down to 2 mil wire.
Yeah, that's right. So
Let's go and have a look at that.
Yep.
Have a look at that. 2 types of knots, 2 diameters of wire, and 2 different fence configurations, all in the one product at 100 knots a minute. It's unbelievable. So Matt, we've come a long way in terms of the types of products that we can manufacture for people in prefabricated mesh, haven't we? I mean, we've even got here a roll of 2 mil wire prefabricated mesh coming off the line in all sorts of configurations.
Yeah, that's right. Like, this machine we installed in 2022 and it can do 2.5 mil wire and 2 mil wire. So, it just opens up a whole scope of new products, price point, good for yard fencing and so forth. So yeah, it's a great product at 2 mil, good say.
So no wonder there's so many products out there, but the labels are easy to read and you can quite easily figure out what you need if you think about the way that your livestock behaves. And that's the important message now. We're not selling a single solution in 5 or 6 different variants and it does all of the jobs badly. Now we're selling you a product that will work specifically with your terrain or your livestock.
Yeah, that's right. It's fit for purpose, every fence we can make, and you can think about what you're trying to do, and then we can have probably a few options that would help.
Now there's a lot of safeguards going into this wire when it's being manufactured. There's lots of sensors, they avoid nicking of the knots and all sorts of things. But when it leaves the factory, it's really important for people to understand, both at reseller level and also at end user, that they've got to handle this product carefully. What are some of the common mistakes that people make?
Yeah, definitely. Like, so, lift him up with forklifts, like the wire itself, not on a pallet. The sharp edge of the forklift can definitely put a nick in the wire. Like rolling around the back of your ute with, say, star posts or tools, that'll definitely, can cut the wire, which will create a weak spot on the line wire and cause breakages. So anything like that where you think the wire could get damaged, better off securing the roll wire so it can't roll around and get damaged by sharp products.
Because that will actually cause line wires to break when you're straining the product up.
Yeah.
Almost 100% of the time.
Definitely. If you put a nick in it and then you strain it, it'll more than likely break on that nick. And it's something we have to be very careful with the stiff stay knots, the way they're formed, so they don't nick the line wire as well.
Because they're a very tight knot, aren't they?
They are very tight, and it's all stamped together, and there's a real recipe in the way you do that. And if you get that wrong, you can cause some issues there for sure.
And it's important you guys also use different type of wire for the stiff stay knot than you do, say, for the Picket wire or for the line wire in this product as well.
Yeah, it has a real recipe, and every manufacturer has their own little secrets about it, but definitely the way you do it is really important so you don't damage that line wire.
Now, last but not least, mate, people keep carrying on about where wire's made, but the wire industry is a global industry, isn't it? There's no such thing as a truly Australian wire anymore, is there?
No, we source locally made wire, from Australia, and we also source globally, and that's one for reliability of supply, and also, good cost, good quality. We source everywhere, and we have very, very trusted suppliers that we source our wire from.
And at the end of the day, your product has to perform in the paddock, or people won't buy it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and there's nothing worse than having poor quality wire, because it won't even make it through the machine half the time. So, it's in our best interest to source very good quality wire.
So often in terms of progress, it's important to understand where we've come from to know where we're going, isn't it? Yeah. So this is the original hinge joint machine, and you were saying it's quite limited in terms of the different varieties of fence that you can make.
Yeah, that's right. So the line wires on a hinge joint, the spacing on the machine itself is fixed, so we can't adjust those. So this machine has 11 twisters or line wire positions, and then you'll just shuffle 7 wires up and down along those positions to get the spacing you want, for example, if you're making 7 lines. So and then the way the pickets are thrown in as well, it's a mechanically driven device. So you have a certain gear ratio that'll throw them in every 30 centimetres or 15, but we can't do 10, for example, on this machine.
Can we go and have a look at the twisters and see how they work, mate?
For sure.
So this machine was quite advanced for its day, wasn't it, Matt?
Oh yeah, very much so. And considering they did it 50 years ago, it's quite an impressive machine. But yeah, as you can see, it's very mechanical, relies on moving parts, no electric motors. You can see all the line wire twisters there, and that's what we're saying. You can't adjust the width of those. They're fixed in position. So this is making an 890/30 now, and if I wanted to make a 790/30, I'd pull one line wire out, shuffle the fence down one, and that gives me my 790/30. And then to get the 15 spacing, I'd change a big gear, and then that'll throw the line wire across. Hinge joint has its own line wire for every line wire spacing, whereas this day is just one single line wire. Stay wire, sorry.
There's still a place for some of the old technology.
Yeah.
You've got rid of the old ring lock machines because stiff stay's taken over from them, and it's a much more reliable product.
Yeah.
But sometimes under trees, people still like the hinge lock, don't they?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you can sort of collapse the fence a little bit. So yeah, as you're going in through gullies, under trees, under
because these picket wires, they're not actually a single wire. Each picket wire is an individual wire, isn't it?
That's right. So it gives you that flexibility to push down on the fence, and it has its purpose for sure.
Well, I'm glad it does, because there's nothing more mesmerising than watching this beautiful old tech at work.
Yeah.
in its mechanical way that it just chews through a fence.
Yeah, no, it's great to watch, and it's quite complex to see when it's all working, and when you got to fix it, it becomes a bit of a headache. But yeah, no, it's a good thing to watch. Yeah.
Well, Matt, thank you so much for taking us through the factory, mate. I'm always fascinated when people are at the top of their game and they're producing great products and they take as much pride in what they do as you and the team here does.
Thank you very much.
So guys, if you want some fantastic fencing material that is made in Australia, that is family owned, that does employ people from regional Australia and that has a lot of passion behind it, you can't go much better than Murray, Stiff Stay or Hinge Joint if you like the old tech. Thanks again, mate.
Thanks,
I really appreciate it.
Anytime.
So Matt, we've come a long way in terms of manufacturing prefabricated, and I've just stepped in front of the air curtain, haven't I?
That's all right, I can fix it.
Sorry, mate.